Hey guys, I'm back for another video. This time I'm going to show you how you can format your book's interior for print-on-demand publishing platforms such as Createspace and the newer KDP Print, and how you can do that with Microsoft Word. First, a quick overview of what we're going to be doing. First, I'm going to dive into designing your reader's experience, which consists of choosing the right size for your book, as well as the typographic style, which is just a fancy way of saying choosing the right fonts for your book. If you're here just for the practical part, working with Microsoft Word and doing all that stuff, feel free to skip ahead a few minutes. After designing your reader's experience, then I'm going to dive into how to set up the right page size, the margins for your book, how to use non-print character viewing, how to use text styles, creating a header and page numbering, and then finally converting your masterpiece to a PDF file. So choosing your book's size, you gotta really think about which size will give your readers the best experience, which size when they hold it in their hand will be the right size. Really, I don't think there's like hard and fast rules, but generally I would say for books that have a lot of text and like fiction books that could be, I like to opt for 5.06 inches times 7.81 inches, just because I feel like it's a nice ratio, it's nice and small, it feels good to hold in your hands. Then perhaps if you have a lot of content, a lot of images, a lot of tables, something larger would be a better fit, like 6 inches times 9 inches, or perhaps even something bigger than that, like 7 inches times 10 inches. Those two sizes might also be good for kids' books since they're nice and large. Kids like nice and large text, nice and large images, we all know that. However, if you're publishing an activity book or perhaps some sort of coloring book, I would recommend that you opt for something like 8.5 inches times 11 inches, or perhaps 8.5 inches times 8.5 inches. These are nice, large formats, and they would be appropriate for these types of books. Next, choosing the fonts for your book. So there's no reason why you should limit yourself to the fonts that Word provides for you. You can expand your reach, get more fonts just by searching online. There's a lot of sites that provide a myriad of free fonts. Just search, find what feels right for you, which combination of header style, of body text style you think is good for you. You can just download it and install it. And that's it really. Then the font is going to be available through Word as well. But then again, I mean, if you've found a font that is already in the system that is satisfactory for you, that's also fine as well. I will mention here that you got to be aware of if the font that you've used is also free for commercial use, not just personal use. This is just a legal thing that you got to be mindful of. Some fonts will be free only for personal use, and for commercial use you will have to do extra things, either pay or negotiate some sort of deal with the creator of the font. So this is how you would go about finding, downloading, and installing a new font. First, just search for it. You can just browse around and search for either blogs that have this information laid out. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to search for Open Sans font. Let's see. Here you go. Font Squirrel has one. This is a very, very popular font. What you would do next is just download the font. And then just what you would do is unzip it if it was zipped, and just open the file, the TTF file, or I believe the other file type was OTF. Just open the font. This is what it's gonna show up for Mac. A window like this is gonna show up, and all you do is just click install font. Done. It's that easy. Then you would do font book. Then you would do repeat that process for all the different variations of fonts. Now for Windows, the process is about the same. It's also super simple. You just find the font, download it, and then open the TTF file to install it. Here we are in the Word file that we're going to be formatting for print. The first thing that we got to do is take care of the page size. As you know, the default page size that Word provides us with is A4, and that is not what we're looking for. We got to adjust it. Same for the margins. We got to adjust our margins for print as well. To go ahead and do that, go to Format, Document, Page Setup, Manage Custom Sizes, Add New. We're going to name it Custom Size 1. The paper size is going to be 128 and 198. 195 that is. Click OK. OK again. Now, mind you, some of these windows might look slightly differently to you. Some of these layouts of Word, because you might be using Windows version of Word, or perhaps you have an older version or a slightly newer version. But in general, I think how you would go about setting these things up and how you go finding these features in Word is either the same or very similar. So I don't think there will be much problems with that. Next, set up the margins. For the top, I'm going to I usually go for 1.2 or so, but for the top, I'm going to have it 1.4 just so there's more area for the header. For the bottom, 1.2 is going to be good. In inches, that would come out to something like 1.5 or 1.6. For the left side, which is the inner margin, I'm going to have it larger because of the binding. I'll touch on that in just a minute on why we need to take care of the binding. The right side also 1.2. And select mirror margins. This is a must. You got to do this also for the binding. Alright, here we go. Here's the file. As you can see, it's changed, it's altered now. The text is way out of whack at the moment, but the format of the page is as we want it. So why we need the inside margin to be larger than the outside margin and why they need to be mirrored is because of the binding. How the binding works is that for odd number pages, the left side is going to be attached to the binding of the book, and there's going to be less area that can be read, that can be nicely seen. So that's why you got to slightly shift the text to the outside, and this is how we do it. Same for the even number pages. The even number pages have the binding on the right side. That's the inner side for the even number pages. So this is how we make the book better readable and a nicer experience for the reader, and also just have it more professional. Next thing that I'm gonna show you how to do is how to use styles. The styles features are very handy for formatting, especially when you have really large books. They're gonna make your life much easier. This one happens to be quite short, the one that I chose for this tutorial. But next thing I'm gonna do is take care of the formatting of the fonts, the sizes, using the styles feature for Word. This is very handy, especially if you have a large book that you got to take care of. It saves you from having to implement every single style feature like size, and it makes the process much more automated in many ways. So alright, how you go about setting up a style is format, style, and new style. Let's see, we're gonna call it new style 1. Base it on paragraph, yes, based on normal. Format, I'm gonna choose Verdana for this. And size 12 will be good. Justify it. That will make it look that much better. And then go ahead and take care of the paragraph details. Let's see, we want first line by 1 centimeter or so, maybe 1.1. And then line spacing 1.5. That should do it. That should be good. Click OK. OK again. And apply. Then all you would do, and this is the great part about the styles, all you would do is just select the area that is, for example, now this is we created a style for the body text. All you would do is select all body text, highlight it, and then click on the style, and that's it. Easy as that. Same for the titles. You would create a custom heading. Go ahead and go to style, new, and headings, and create a heading style. Heading style 1. You can base it on heading 1, yes, and adjust it as we want it to be. So let's see, this one could be, I'm just kind of choosing these randomly. If I were doing this just not for the tutorial, I would spend more time seeing which fonts match nicely together and which fit the feeling of the book. So size, I think 16 or so should be good. And okay, apply. Yeah, looks good. I think I would like it to be slightly larger. Modify. See, 18. Yep, there you go. And now just go through all of your book, and now you can just quite easily format your headings, your body text, and you can also do the same for any scene breaks if you have them, and just any reoccurring type of style throughout your book, perhaps some a certain style with more indentation for your quotes, and so on and so forth. Now just go, once you have your styles nice and set up, just go through all your book and set it up. I'm gonna skip ahead this process so you don't have to sit through it. Another awesome thing about styles is that you can go ahead and edit one of them, and as you do it, all the places where that certain style is in your Word file, it will be changed as you edit the style. So have a look. Let's modify new style. Let's try it out at 16. As you can see, all of it changes. And just undo it. This will save you a lot of work going forward. And as I mentioned before, it's a really handy feature. Another awesome thing about creating styles and using styles and playing with styles is that you can get a table of contents created for you automatically once you've set up all your headings, heading 1, heading 2 as a subheading, and all of that. Word will be able to use that data and create a table of contents for you. Just go to Insert, Index and Tables. Go to Table of Contents right here, and you can choose how many levels you want created. For this, I believe there's only 2. and then you can modify anything if you need to right here. I don't have to, and then click OK. There you go. There's a nice table of contents with numbering and everything done for you. You can feel free to format it as you want. Would probably need more line spacing perhaps. And disclaimer is way too large here. I'll quickly adjust that. Yeah, that is table of contents. Next, another feature of Word that I highly recommend that you use when you're formatting your book for print is this non-print character viewing feature. Just click it, and then you'll be able to see all the non-print characters in your file as Word sees it, and just go through your document and clear up any places that need clearing up. For example, here there's just an extra space that is not needed. I'll go ahead and delete it, and I would just go through my whole document and see where it needs any adjustment. For example, here it would need to be in the next page. Yeah. And next I'm going to set up the header and the footer. Go to View, Header and Footer. It's going to put the title, cut the clutter. Maybe put it in italics. However you wish, really. I believe there are some rules on this, but I think it's awesome to exercise the freedom that you got and just decide what you think looks the best for your book. You can also have different even and odd pages. For example, you can have here your author name, or perhaps your subtitle, or chapter perhaps. Let's put the chapter in here. For example, chapter 1, and format it as we want it. And then go ahead and add a page number. Click here. You can also choose whether you want to have it in the center, in the side. Yeah, I mean, center makes the most sense, unless you do different even and odd pages. You can also have a different first page. For example, if your first page is the title page of your book, you don't want to have the numbering there probably. And go ahead and close that. Now, for example, you can see here that the header is not looking as it should. What we're going to do to take care of this is go to, once again, to Format, Document, and we're going to reduce the distance for the header from the edge. And actually, we're going to do the same for the numbering. I feel it's too high up, should be further down. Okay. So you can just play around, see whatever feels right, but remember that a part of the edge will be cut off. So if you're too close, your document might be rejected by Createspace. But no worries. You'll just go ahead, adjust it, and resubmit it, and everything is good. I think I would prefer it to have it centered. So go ahead to View, Header and Footer, and center it like so. Close. And also I feel like it would be better if it was in italics. Yep. So yeah, that's how you set up the header. And here you have also the footer numbering. You might also want to add some images to your file. A pointer on this that I'll give you is they should be high quality. What you should look for is the DPI. They should be probably 300 DPI. Otherwise, with low quality images, Createspace or KDP Print might reject your file. So how you would go about finding the DPI of any given image. And by the way, the DPI means dots per inch. So how it's a metric that shows as the quality of any image. So how you would go about finding that DPI number for any given image. On Mac, you would just open up the image in preview. Then you would go to Tools and Show Inspector. And here it's going to give you the details on the image. You see this one has a DPI width and height of 300, which is very good. For Windows, you would just go to right click it and go to Properties, and there one of the tabs would show you the DPI as well. And that's it. Feel free to play around with any of the details, the distances between perhaps the numbering from the edge and so on and so forth, until you feel it's right, until you feel that you've accomplished what you wanted to accomplish with the file. It looks how you want it to look, and there are no places that have any sort of errors. Then you're gonna go ahead and save it. Both Createspace and KDP Print require PDF files. To get your doc file as a PDF file, go to File, Save As, and then for the format, select PDF. That's it. Save. Yes, continue. This one does not affect us. And it saves. If you have a lot of data in your file, a lot of images, it might take a little bit longer, but that's it. That's the basics of it. You would go ahead and save your file and have it in a nice PDF format. Then you would submit it to Createspace. If there are any errors, they're gonna point them out to you. You just go back to your document, see what they said, just adjust it and resubmit it. And yeah, that's it. I hope this was useful. I hope you found value in this video. Good luck in your formatting ventures.